Welcome back to Garage K. You join me in part 3 of renovating the crap out of my house. If you'd like to see parts 1 and 2, links will be in the description, or check out the channel and they'll be there somewhere, I suppose. Anyway, on with the episode. Alright, just a bit of an update. I've cut this piece of wood. And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? This is the running design. We started off like this, we've moved to that, now we're going to this, and I'm explaining these pieces here. I already explained them in a previous video. If you didn't see that, have a look, but it doesn't really matter because I kind of explained them ahead of time because I only just decided to do them now. Like that with these, just did that on the table so you can see what it is. I don't need to explain that. But what it does is it actually fits in there like that. Now I did mess it up in the fact that this distance here is 12 mil and it should have been 19. Now what I didn't explain is why it needed to be 19, and that is because the face at the top and bottom are both 19 and I wanted it to be flush. But that's why we test. But as you can see, the fit is perfect. And that's what I'll be going with to fill in the gaps here, here, and here. I've got something special for the end. What I'll actually do is cut the same like this, but not this edge, and this edge will run all the way, well, not all the way to the wall, but pretty close to the wall. I couldn't get a piece of wood that's this distance, so it just is what it is. I'll backfill it here and then use a cover trim piece. Now I explained this a little bit in the previous video, and I showed you this small diagram here to try to explain it. I've explained it again, still not 100% sure, so this is what I'm going for. As you can see, the main pole is actually here. It has this back cut out of it and the front cut out of it for the front panel, and we have this back piece here that will run up the same as the skirting board does. Hopefully that clears things up for you a little bit better. Just another quick update on this. As you can see, I've cut this piece to fit in here. This one fits even better than the other one does. Check that out. Beautiful. So I need to cut one of these that is full length, and yeah, that'll be ready to fit. Looks like that. Fits so good it stays there. Just a quick update here. I've got this one cut, this one's cut and sits really nicely. This one is in as well. Next one is this one. This one's going to be difficult because it's not going to be the same as that. I'm actually going to cover this. This project seems to be going along quite well, so I've decided to actually utilize the other wall, the one that's like next to what I'm currently building, and make my shelving unit into an L shape. Because I'm going to have a cabinet that runs along this wall as well, this is actually not going to be usable because it's in the corner. So what the plan is to actually cover this and then cut a hole out of it. So you can still use the shelf, but if you want to, you can move whatever's on the shelf and then put stuff in there. You know what I mean? Like a hidey box, I guess. Secret, not so secret because it's on the internet, but secret sort of hiding hole thing. So I don't know, maybe we'll go like some sort of oblong, rounded rectangle sort of shape in there. We'll do that with a router, and that will cover that. But because now this edge will be 12 mil up, again I need to well, it's going to cause a problem. Now if you can imagine that there's a 12 mil panel that comes across here, now it's actually going to sit flush or close to flush with this. That's not going to match the rest of these. So I actually want to put another panel, so this will be 24 mil thick, and then this edge will actually come up and be a step in here. I'll show you. While I was explaining that to you, I realized that's not what I want. I actually want this corner shape. Now, this part here needs to overhang this edge so that it grips it and holds it on. And that's what this edge was for, to hold onto this edge. But if I have my if I have 24mm, two pieces of 12mm stuck together, I can actually put them offset like that, so that the front piece will actually overhang this, and if I attach it onto there with glue or whatever, then that will hold this in place and it won't wiggle around. What I'm planning to do for the top and the bottom of this will actually stop it from twisting too, I believe. It's just 12mm blocks on the end like that. So that's one sheet of 12mm, and that's a second sheet of 12mm. So if we go to there, that's going to be flush. This area here will actually be longer than this area here. So ideally we would actually have 3 layers of 12mm there. In hindsight, it would have actually been better if these shelves came further out, but we're not going backwards from here. If we had that there and then 2 steps, that will give me the effect that I want. Oh, no, it's not. That's wrong. This distance will be the same. Cut it out 12mm, go up 12mm, come in 24. That's not even 24, is it? It's right in the middle of this. Whatever this is halved, it will come into there. So from there, it'll come out, what are we going? Whatever that is, out this way. Yeah, okay, this is complicated. More thought required. So after a lengthy conversation with my dad about trying to figure out how to get that face panel on, that one, I decided to change the design, and we went for something like this. Now you can see that this black stripe down there is the piece that runs up behind the main pole, but now we've got this piece here that's actually in between the 2 poles, and at the bottom we've got this piece here that fits in between the 2 poles as well. Okay, now the outside or the inside of this pole is actually the 12mm that runs all the way to the back, and same with this piece here. So this piece here at the bottom is just exactly the width of the shelves. Put it in there and you could go. Recess it back in a little bit. Nice. Perfect. So I got that to fit there. Now, part of the design change that I talked about with my dad was also getting rid of the top face and replacing it with a shelf. So I'm just about to go into the details of that. I need to make the top panel for there, the back piece, and the little bar that runs along the bottom, like this here. See, I've got the back piece and then the bar that runs along there. This decided it wanted to fall and it split all along there, so I've covered it in glue and I'm just gluing it back together. But this is what I'm talking about with the stick piece at the bottom. There's the back, here's the top. It'll look like that when it's done. Here's the update. Looks like that. Not a lot done because I went camping, but I suspect I might be able to finish this tomorrow, maybe. Okay, quick update. I'm attaching the shelving to the wall using brackets like this. I can use a long screw because it goes through into the shelf and it won't protrude through this wall here. Now for this gap, this doesn't really fit in here, so I've trimmed them down like that. All this is an anchor, basically, so that it doesn't fall over. So one screw in here and then one screw there and it'll pull it to the wall. So I'm not terribly worried about having it all flush and everything else. This is bolted in, and I mean, hang on, I can't get that to move by pulling on it, so that should be okay. I also have a screw there, but hopefully you won't see it. There's one up there as well. Hopefully you won't see that. This whole cabinet, this whole shelving part on this side here should be invisible by the time I'm done. There won't be any visible screws on the other 3. So what I'm doing at the moment is just marking from this edge here 10.5 centimeters in here and here, so that I can put a bracket on there, screw the bracket on, hold it up, and then once it's there, I can use my trusty dusty long boy to get in there and screw the screws in while everything's up, then glue the face plates in, and it should be good. These bottom sections turned out really good. The top sections are done, all of them. Here they are fitted. You can see how that turned out pretty good. On the back side of these, you can see that I've put in some nails just to hold it in place. Those nails don't need to go all the way in, so they don't. I also put in some caulking or some silicone to stop any dust going through in those areas there. I didn't bother along the top. That is glued and nailed in. I shouldn't expect any problem from dust there. Also underneath that plate, I don't know if I've done it to this one yet. The lower face plate I have, you see that? That's also got caulking on it to hopefully stop any dust coming in over the top. Right, and I think that is the update. That's it. That is it, and that is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. There'll be another one along in a few hours, be it 6 or 12. Not really sure, but very, very soon. I'll see you in the next one. Later.